I've had situations where I go to a party and I notice like there's a chance there might be a couple comedy fans and they'll want to talk to me, and that actually makes me feel less anxious. Like, and it does happen. Like somebody comes up and wants to talk about comedy, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. And then I've had the opposite experience where you go in and you're like, this is the worst. I hate this. That was actually, I don't have a lot of pre-planned questions for you, but I was curious, how do you find being a public person? Like, do you enjoy it Letterman style?
That's a good question. I mean, it is. No, because the first thing I thought when you said that about the party, I was going to say, like, I have the exact opposite reaction, which I just don't. I do like parties, the idea of parties, and I am a social person, but I also at the same time,
parties
I like the idea of parties. I do. Of people getting to, and the idea of fun, and it's fun, and people are letting loose and having a good time, and music, and
can I just interrupt? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're so similar. I have a bit I do on stage where I go, I went to my first party after the quarantine and it sounds so fun. The word itself is fun. Party! It's a party! And then you get there and you realize you're just improvising conversations, just yelling, where are you from? And one more, I'm sorry I'm talking too much, but Gary Shandling said to Seinfeld, he said, when will I be comfortable at a party? And Seinfeld said, Gary, when you're comfortable at a party, you won't be funny anymore. So I just want you to feel in good company. You were saying
it's
parties.
Exactly what a party is, though. It's like going up to strangers and like having to start fresh. And a lot of the time, it is a lot of the time, if you are a recognizable person and you're going to a party in New York or LA, the chances are people know who I am. It's, I don't know. It's like a little bit of luck of the draw. But I do like it when it works out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I meet somebody who I like and we get into a conversation and it's fun, but there's that thing of like, okay, okay, here we go. I always feel that with my wife, we go to a party, like, here we go. Let's, figure it out.
And I was saying this to Elizabeth before you came on the call. I was like, this is what draws me to you, actually, not just as an actor, but as a person, is you seem sort of, you're not like a juiced up Hollywood. You're not like surfing on the wave of stillerness, like just like rocking it out. And when I watched you, look, this is not shots fired, but when I watched you on Howard Stern, I was like uncomfortable for you because Howard's a provocateur.
Right.
He's like, why you do Greenberg, no money. Why you do that for no money? And like, you haven't even sat down yet, but you haven't sat down. And he's like, I don't understand. You do Night at the Museum. I understand that's a franchise. Why? But then you do a movie like Greenberg. What's the cash for that? What's the cash? And like, Robin's also trying to ask you what the cash is. And I'm just like, in a very human way, I mean this is a compliment. You're not slick. You're not like, wow, Howard, one for me, one for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you seem like a regular guy.
I tried to be that guy.
No.
The one for me, one for them didn't work out for me. I've tried. No, I like the idea of that. That's an old, but I feel like Howard, it's gotten much better with Howard. He's a friend.
That was an old interview.
Yeah, but his thing is, I mean, I literally heard him talk, like his thing is, he'll talk about movies. Like, I want to see good looking people. Don't show me ugly. Another word for a character actor is ugly person. That's his thing. He just likes to relate to people on that level, which is great. Yeah. I definitely had that feeling of like, how am I going to explain my, my career or my life to anybody? And, I don't feel comfortable. Yeah. I'm not like a guy who just sort of like embraces the, like, this is my life and let's live it to the fullest every moment.
Right.
But yet I do feel that inside. I feel that, an appreciation of my life and being alive and, all the things that I have in my life and relationships and being able to live in a way that's really comfortable. Like, so really, I'm very, aware of that. But I'm also not the guy who's like, hey, let's make the most of this moment right now. What do you want to do when I meet somebody?
Or that gets adrenalized and juiced up at the mention of your career and just like, just kind of Jackson Pollocks all these bright colors. You seem... I admire people who do that, though. I admire people who can just live without any sort of sense of like, self-criticism within what they are and can be comfortable in their own skin like that. I actually think that's a great thing. You made it weird. You made it weird. You made it weird.
it all.